Ese es mi pinche calor ahí.
A ver, ahí se ve. Se ve, se escucha, se siente. Fíjate, se ve bien en el 1080.
No me sale de esas en este. ¿Qué te aviso? No me sale.
Qué raro, a mí ya viste en vivo.
Que ya, pero no me sale.
Refresca. Refresca.
Ya lo hice. Sí, ya está.
Ah, ¿qué tal se ve?
Bien. Que
¿Qué
lo
cosa?
cambié.
Sí, está en 1080. Supongo que se pone en excelente. Bueno, ya descubrimos una cosa. YouTube tiene el mejor server para latinoamericanos. Qué cosas, ¿no?
Cosas más raras, la verdad.
Pues nada, me tendré que hacer streamer de YouTube.
Por algo se empieza.
Shadows of fate. Yahoo! Incoming. Let me scroll. Yahoo! I'm a rock. Speed of fate.
Ay, yo que quería llegar a 45 con la historia, maldita sea.
Yo no llegué. No sé. Igual no tengo suerte.
No, yo tengo menos que tú, mira, recién estoy comenzando el nivel.
Igual no llegué.
With swords and shadows. Yahoo! Let me scroll.
No sé qué se supone que tengo que cazar aquí.
Shadows of fate. Fate is upon you. Time for takeoff. Get to the tape. Don't be
Eso tendrás que matar un montón de bichos. No sé, no he ido a hacer eso. Yo los iba a hacer, pero yo no mucho.
cuentas, Manco? ¿Qué hiciste?
¿De qué?
Además de jugar Nanats.
Hoy no, no sé cómo va esto ahorita en la casa. No, realmente eso no, nada más. Entré un rato al paso lane, un poco más. Sí, un poquillo. No sé.
Yahoo!
Esto básicamente es el enfermo.
Ah, yo todavía sigo sin saber a quién sacar en el Fate. Creo que quedan pocos días encima.
Yo lo que no sé es cuánto queda para la misión.
Para las misiones limitadas.
Sí, las que te dan una gema.
Ahí te dice, pero...
Sí,
Hay que
pero
ver.
no me acuerdo si ya o... Es que con eso que tengo que matar un monstruo. Polvo. No sé. Sí.
Decided by destiny. Yahoo!
Mira el señor del martillo. Ahora, señor del martillo, te presento a mi Diana. Ay, no, sale con el agua.
Nowhere to hide. Brace yourselves. Get away. Can't have your dreams. Incoming. I'm a rock. I slipped up. Don't blink. Hey. Let's move.
Escondido.
Lo digo.
Let me score. Let's move. With sword from shadow.
Parece que sí, por lo que vi, viste que se quejan, están quejando de eso, con la oceanida, dicen que si utilizas uno de rayo estás muerto.
Che, pero eso dijeron que le iban a aumentar.
Written in the stars.
Todo el daño que se haga a través del mapa, como tocan trueno con agua. Todo aumenta.
Sí, pero
Y
para ambos. También contra el enemigo.
sí, parece. Y escala según el nivel del mundo.
No, la chica no. Si se muere, no pasa como siempre.
Don't
Pero pues, no sabía eso. O sea, sabía que lo iban a aumentar, pero como para que la gente se queje.
La gente se queja por todo. Sí, da igual.
Lo raro es que no veo a la gente ardiendo porque no anunciaron nada con la resina.
Se le pasó. Igual no anunciaron nada, pero hicieron algo. No sé, yo no he revisado cuánto.
No, yo entré hoy y no tenía ni siquiera la resina completa. Más que ahora es 160.
blink.
Mira.
Yo lo que no entiendo es de la resina concentrada. Te dice que te salen mejores objetos. ¿Por qué?
¿En serio?
Eso dice en la descripción. A ver, a ver, a ver.
No tengo ni idea. No me he metido a ver.
Viste, sustituye la resina original al reutilizar en un árbol petrificado o una flor de ley. Y otorga mejores recompensas.
Es igual porque te cuesta 40.
Pero el árbol petrificado es donde formamos más, ¿verdad?
Esos dominios, man.
Sí, sí. Son los dominios y la ley. Esos son 20 y 20. Pero la flor de 40 es 40. O sea. Ah, no, flor de ley nomás. Contiene cristales de reporte de energía, las raíces y flores. Bla, 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 bla. Líneas de ley. Oh. ¿Qué pasa, man?
No puedo con el estúpido boss. Me le está haciendo focus escanor.
Gastando.
Lo peor es que me está tirando el ulti. Al escanor. No tengo. No me queda ninguno. Es que no tengo personajes para quitar ulti. Tengo que tener alguno que me sobre para quitar ulti.
¿Qué? What? ¿Cómo que misión fácil?
¿Qué?
¿Qué misión fallida? ¿Qué pasó?
Ujú.
¿Qué tiene tiempo?
No, no, no. No tengo ni zorra idea si tiene tiempo.
Ok. Eso ha sido muy épico.
Vamos a probar con Mei. Igual Mei me quita ulti, así que eso.
Lo dejaré para después. Bueno, supongo que empezamos con la misión de historia.
Nada de la principal.
Sí.
Dame la J, bro. A ver, estúpido Hendrix.
Bueno, ahora hacemos las diarias. Sí. ¿Dónde están? Oh, ok. Dos usuarios en simultáneo. No sé si me cuenta a mí y a ti o a ti y a alguien más.
No. Ah, man, ya tienes ulti. Vamos a empezar, bro. Tranquilo.
Let me scry. Let's play. Indicate.
Destrucción.
Se me pasó por el Gastando.
Time for takeoff. Don't blink. Commanding your dream, decided by destiny. Incoming.
Nah, mam. Nah,
Ok, ahora dice simultáneo de uno. No entiendo, siempre varía esa porquería. O sea, a veces uno,
Pues
a
sí.
veces dos, a veces uno, a veces dos. Pero a veces dice cero y pero vos estás viendo. En teoría. Sí,
Ah, sí.
ver, dice.
Disculpa, estoy ocupado no viéndolo. Voy a comer una comida de salud para poder
Vale, que veo que tiene mucho de ahí nomás el stream. Ouch. Una bomba. No.
Delved into destiny. Rah! Beaver with nowhere to hide. Brace yourself. Don't blink.
Ah, tiré otra vez anoche. Me salió otra gallona.
Don't hesitate. Cut to the chase.
Y me quedé a 2 tiros del otro y tuve que matar. Y me salió una baby.
Hola, ¿cuánto tenés ya a la baby?
2.
Yo creo que también la tengo en 2, a ver. Ay, qué cago la gatita. A ver, Veido.
Calle, esto es una broma, ¿ok?
Ah, no, la tengo uno. Ah, la otra me salió, cierto.
Sí, sí, cabrón. Me cae mal.
Para allá.
No le hago nada, loco. Entonces, ¿cómo voy a matar a este cabrón sin traer a alguien poderoso? Au.
En el Fate. Faltan. Quedan 7 días para terminar las misiones.
Acá un rato entonces.
Queda todavía un rato, así que no hay que preocuparse. Bueno, en realidad sí, pero bueno. Che, al final le entro hoy a la noche el palcho cuando.
No tengo idea, se supone que es el 12. Que es un que.
Ay, mi mono, qué mono.
Venga, team. No me te quedas ahí. Estamos peleadas que no has hecho nada en la partida, ¿verdad?
Shadows of fate. Decided by destiny. Think you can get away? Let me scrap.
Es una animación de muerte y de repente se parado.
Nowhere to hide.
Creo que tengo más personajes. Que aparte ahorita hay un evento de hacer esto. Qué asco.
Ajá, te jodes. Ah, yo tengo que entrar al Fate. Manco, ¿a quién puedo sacar?
¿Mm?
Sigo sin saber a quién sacar.
¿De qué?
En el Fate.
Ah, saca.
Quedan 2 días, ¿no?
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
No sé, manco, que le. No sé, tienes Scadia para aprovecharla.
Si pones cada 10, tendré que sacar Parvati o a Valkyrias o Nianta.
Muy bueno.
Ah, Parvati tiene la skin, pero La otra tiene esto. Las valquirias son 3. Son muy parecidas.
No sé, man. Coño, ¿qué quieres que te diga? No tengo ni idea. Yo no sé, yo tiraría por... Esta Parvati me parece muy buena. Lo malo de Parvati, según tengo entendido, es que solo tiene un burst. No, es el burst una vez y la segunda vez que tiras ulti ya no. Burst. No me entendí.
Si sus bufos duran 3 turnos. Por algo debe ser.
No, pero te moriste. ¿Qué onda pesadito, bro?
Add Ash.
Ah, no tengo ni
Ouch.
Esto va a doler. No. Ah, espera, no me lo pueden matar, se da igual. Ay.
¿Qué tiene el Perfect Cube?
No. Tengo un... Wow, bro, chill, se le acaban de combinar todas las cartas.
Te da una sola.
No, no sé. Es que tengo la pasiva meláscula, es que no deja que muera un aliado durante 3 turnos. O sea, lo matan y como que revive durante 3 turnos. Después de esos 3 turnos ya lo pueden matar. Eso matar meláscula primero. Y se murió, va. Ya. Pensé que iba a morir primero Escanor que va. Ah, mira, le está pegando a Van. Genial. Bueno, le está pegando al zombie. Está bien.
La historia.
Buen desperdicio. Buen desperdicio. Ahora, Escanor tira auto. Escanor.
El Escanor.
Oh, la dije. Voy a quedar sin perder.
¿Soy yo o aumentaron la cantidad de cristales que responden?
Yo también lo veo.
Sí, porque ni a palos conseguía 4 de estos juntos. Y allá hay otros 4, ¿verdad?
Sí, yo bajo tu yerno. Sí, consumo de resistencia 2.
Tuvieron mandoble.
Bien.
Bueno, que funcione.
Tener, bien. Ah, valió. A ver, tiene amigo. Oh, Dios, un gigante. Vamos a montar por aquí.
Por lo menos esto es bueno para que pueda mejorar más. Che, al final le diste un parche o algo que cambiaron al final.
¿De ahí?
O sea, en general.
Puedo decir una sola cosa. Sí. Realmente no mejoraron cosas, no, bueno.
¿Crees que van a hacer evento de Navidad o algo?
Seguramente. Sería raro que no lo hicieran.
O sea, Halloween. ¿Qué tipo de Halloween?
Que se haya empezado. Porque no hubo nada, así que creo que no hubo nada. Si eso las cajas, si quieres verlo de esa manera. Supone que va a entrar un nuevo evento.
Brace yourself.
Desgraciado. Avance de ahí. Sí, sí, sí. Me voy a poner cocina en medio de la batalla.
Don't blink.
Un boss que me ataca de tipo. Qué emoción. No te trajo un giro.
What?
Look up there. That's the Jade Chamber. This is bad. Paimon's supposed to be your guide, but Paimon doesn't know where the way up to the Jade Chamber is. Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, heading to its location on the map is the sensible thing to do.
Pero ¿por qué ha tirado ulti? No le puedes quitar el ulti y que tire ulti. Eso no tiene sentido. Así no funciona.
Let's look around. There has to be a way up there nearby. Let's play. Hey, look! There's some sort of mechanism thingy. Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber.
Paimon. ¿Por qué me lo hablas después de que ya lo activé? Ahorita sea.
No sé para qué lo fuiste activando.
Yes, this must be the way.
Sí, sí, llegué.
It only takes us up to Looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong. Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista? No. Paimon may... Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the
Sí, podemos. Hola señor, está durmiendo. No me interesa, quiero matarlo.
Fate is upon you.
Así es como voló la mitad de su vida.
Let me scribe.
Se murió.
Cabrón, tiene que tener una pasiva para evitar que te suelte. No tiene sentido.
Me cogeo.
No necesitas activarlo.
This world is full of...
¿Ah?
No necesitas activarlo.
Oh, ok. Pero no estaba activado. ¿Qué pasó?
Todo se activó.
Ok.
Es el que te lleva abajo tu moneda.
Ouch.
Ese demonio que le baja el ulti. Qué malo. ¿Qué carajo se evita que le baje el caso?
¿Me ganará? Oh, sí, sí me gana.
No, ya lo sé.
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. What are you talking? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can No. Wait. Maybe this was... She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millilith ambush here to arrest us. Now Paimon's mad. You, over there. This is a trick, isn't it? How shameless.
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders at once!
Well, here they come. Line them up and knock them down.
No creo que sea buena idea pelear contra la armada.
Don't look.
Ustedes somos fugitivos.
Brace your
Vamos
face.
sospecho de asesinato. Carga el teléfono. No sería bueno.
Fate's upon you.
To arms! Attack!
Time for takeoff.
Por vendí. Y la tirada de su
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Coaching, these two strange people suddenly appeared.
Okay,
They seem to have designs on the Guizhong ballista.
Who are
Wow,
you
what a-
calling strange?
You?
We're invited guests here to look for the Lira Chising. Who are you?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Qixing.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes?
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super...
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. And yet, it was fixed in a single night. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest.
So, this was all a misunderstanding?
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Qixing.
That was... Eh? Oh, right. So, lady, you...
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect...
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't...
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded... Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. I'll say it like it is.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does... Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time... Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would... How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face... I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich
Favor? But... Wait, that's right! Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get...
Alright. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me you didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to... Well then. May we meet again, traveler.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person. So, what should we give to Ning... Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich person like Ningguang. Why don't we go with that for a gift? Nope! But Paimon's sure that we just need to make it with some boom shakalaka.
Boom, shakalaka. ¿En serio, Paimon? Boom, shakalaka.
Let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one, and neither will our
Paimon.
riches.
Ay, Paimon. Los Kings. Así que al final apareció en
Cut to the chase.
Quiero saber quién es la otra, la que tiene los cuernos.
I will not go quietly.
need my... Look at that slime! It looks crystal clear! And very delicious! That's the one! I'll be...
Wow. Ok, sí, el aumentaron el daño a las reacciones elementales de la naturaleza.
Shadows of bats! Is it just Paimon? Or is there a sweet... Huh? Did you hear that? No! That was Uh-oh. It looks like the...
Señores.
Time for takeoff. Fate is upon you.
A hunter.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament because of you. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liu. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, they'd caught and imprisoned me. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it. Well, as long as you want what I have to offer, of course.
Wait a moment. Actually, we are looking for something.
Oh? And what might that be?
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the 7 nations. Now just give me a moment and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you require that box.
Great! Paimon's sugar-frosted slime now comes in a beautiful package. Pew-pew!
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him... Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 100...
Yep. It's... Hang on a moment. Could we...
Sure, please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able... It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now. Into the box.
Oh, yes. You might want to use these two...
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the J... According to Kuching, this is what we should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber.
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guess, but for the Yuheng. What's...
Equilibrio terrenal lograr.
I've been
Okay.
waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang. Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a...
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems...
Oh no, it's nothing.
This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue.
Okay.
One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of... As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached...
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Ver Goldet one of your people?
Just burgled it? Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista, yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear... I believe that you've heard of the Archon War.
¿Qué pasó?
No.
A ver, a ver.
¿Mm?
¿Qué pasó?
No me cerró el disco y se puso a actualizar.
Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon.
Okay.
Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship, even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in that day at Yujing Terrace? It was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper. Hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Huh? What are you...
Well answered.
Huh?
The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong.
Oh, me encanta la pinche historia de este juego. Está logrando que lea, cosa que no cago.
That stretch feels good.
Leer, ¿qué es eso? Sí, logra hacer eso.
Let's go, let's go.
Ok. ¿De cuándo te puedes trepar a las puertas?
Siempre.
A las puertas que tienes que entrar.
Sí, sí salto con ellas.
I need a more physically demanding job.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play...
Ooh! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted, but the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather, if possible, I'd like to have your... But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching... You'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what well, I must say that quite a few... I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation. Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say. I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation. And also to prevent some... With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite, so... Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
Pinche peón. Pero sí, yo quiero también un obsequio. Dame.
It's all right. I like direct people. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this?
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that! One of the sheets on that wall!
What?
Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it... Just imagine. How much... Let's grab one! The biggest one!
What?
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that one. La 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 la. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Sigil of permission, something, Fatui, research, that doesn't sound like treasure. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. But research on the Sigil of Permission? Paimon, speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out. Oh, you really well, should we not... Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out.
Otra vez, los fatuis atrás de todo.
Sí.
Pinches fatuis.
Bueno, es su trabajo.
I'm here.
Pero él quiere investigar más. ¿Habrá algún tesoro aquí?
Creo que no, pero hay unas cuantas cosas por ahí. Te cuentan algo. Por ahí están las secretarias rondando. Y te dan regalos. Bueno, te hablas con ellas y seleccionas la correcta. Hay un libro ahí. No sé para qué sirven aún los libros. No son porquería.
Plata Crux.
Síguelo con las secretarias. Ellas sí te dan libritos. Estos de libros. Eliges la primera y luego la segunda. Mal recuerdo.
Sorry. Anything business related.
¿Mm?
Ah, ¿por qué no se pueden subir todos los personajes en este juego?
Sí, se pueden con mucho tiempo. Como todos los hachos. Mucho.
No como todos los hechos.
¿Qué acaso cuando empezaste a subir a todos tus personajes de Fate a nivel máximo?
Claro.
Y ahorita tienes todos tus personajes subidos a nivel máximo.
Por supuesto.
Exacto.
Casi todos mis personajes de Fate eran en nivel máximo porque el único personaje era Gilgamesh. Pero tampoco tan así como en este.
¿Qué? Pues hay que grindear como con todo, ¿no?
Hace rato me estoy preguntando cómo se sale de aquí.
Por la puerta. Te diría, man, como tienes un delay como de media hora. No sé. No son tus parados ahorita, es en el segundo piso. Está la secretaria en el medio.
Ah, ya. Recién ya estoy subiendo las escaleras.
Yo todavía te veo paseando abajo.
Lady Ningguang looks stunning today.
¿En serio hay un delay de la... ¿Por qué tanto delay? Pero bueno, ok, sigamos con esto. Ah, los fatuis. Siempre los fatuis haciendo de las suyas. Pinche child.
Chaval. Oh.
Supongo que vamos a algo relacionado al child ahora.
Ahorita no. Falta. Esto básicamente vas a dar vueltas.
Another test subject.
Good. Nowhere to hide.
Hunter. Run.
There really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really mad at us too. Nowhere to hide. Let me slide.
Falta.
No.
¿Dónde están? What the fuck?
Arriba. A mí sí me cayó uno para bajar la también. Están arriba, ¿no? En la parte de arriba, donde llegas, que está el pilar ese azul o lo que sea, arriba hay una caja.
Mira, no te alegro yo.
Tiene delay, no sé, pero...
Shadows of
Así.
nowhere to hide. Good. I'm a rock. Can't handle your drink. Oh, here we go. There are so many talismans here. And some stacks of blank paper, too. Paimon's seen this pattern. Oh, Paimon knows. It looks just like... But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the Sigil of talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to... Maybe the Fatui are copying the Sigil of Permission in hopes of being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous.
A veces Paimon es demasiado inteligente.
Pero solo a veces.
Muy a veces.
Déjala. Yeah.
And the plot thickens. We'll need to keep an eye on Child, that's for sure. Alright, that's That's enough sticking
Por
around.
eso
The
la
last
quiero.
stop on our rite of parting preparations tour is Dihua Marsh. Let's go!
Delve into destiny.
Leave my space!
Written in the stars.
Let's play!
Eso me dice, está picando al fuego.
Solo le di ventaja.
Vaya paliza de seguro. Forma.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade?
It was so big and pretty and expensive.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly. Yeah, her take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. She thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy.
Oh. So you also met with Keqing then?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth.
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart. Though they are both members of the Qi. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly...
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least. No matter what they may be planning, you must...
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Dihua Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Glaze lilies. But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Eugene Terrace have some? Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we...
No. Those lilies have all been guarded. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower that lists before the Archon War. Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh you see now. Nearly all the glaze lilies were wiped out. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies, but I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. That's correct. Your singing will surely bring out the strongest
So how good is your singing? Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
We'll only know once she starts singing.
Me pide cantar si Paimon hablo por mí, básicamente.
No, vas a cantarlo.
Si no traemos a Bárbara, ella funcionaría mejor.
Porque necesito hacer la misión para hoy.
It's time to sing whenever you're ready.
No es así, las personas normales no se pueden teletransportar como yo, dice.
Ya, exactamente. Así lo entendí. Solo ellos aparecen en el lugar cuando es una misión.
These flowers are
What?
jumping. They look really
What?
angry.
What?
Is this because you sing a song from Mondstadt? They don't understand Pyrolean?
Está tan mal que los flores atacan.
Don't blink. Time for takeoff. Here we go.
Delve into destiny.
Don't blink.
Pero vaya paliza te están pegando las plantas, loco.
Mi vida ya estaba así con la traje.
Paliza. Está claro porque todo el mundo se está metiendo en una paliza, ¿no? ¿Crees?
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower.
Tengo 20 tickets y una avi
Strange,
en el
the
banner.
glaze lilies
Chao.
used as a disguise were buried
No
with the whopper
podía.
flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those...
Unfortunately,
It's so late.
Excuse me.
Ahí está. Yo quiero saber quién es esta.
¿Quién más puede ser?
Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey, it's...
Es...
What's her face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name.
Bueno, puede ser un
That reminds
personaje
me.
después.
How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
¿Por qué no mueves tú? ¿Por qué no mueves tú?
Something seems a little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her serious attitude?
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just...
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's quite alright. I just haven't... When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. It's truly a changing of the guard. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This... As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine it, but as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepti has now reached its end.
Huh? Did you...
Yes, I
I am a mix of human and Chilean. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city after the war ended. I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Chising. I've continued those duties to this very day. Well, let's save that conversation for another day. I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well.
Wow, so you really know your stuff?
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, if you would excuse me, I should return.
And that just about does it. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, so you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about... What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and... the Fatui?
This atmosphere is highly abnormal.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Chising have already gone to meet them. Well, I say, however, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the...
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Chising. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be...
Surely the Liyue Chising are not the sort to give in...
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under...
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or neither path is an easy one?
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently...
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion...
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see them, he must be waiting for the moment when no one is... But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Chop, 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 chop. Zero.
Está valiendo verga la ciudad. Ese edificio ya estaba ahí. Yo no recuerdo haber pasado nunca por ahí.
Qué difícil.
¿Al que vas a ir?
Where did my spear go?
Creo que no te dejaban entrar hasta ahí. ¿Dónde hubiera ido? Bueno, fui para el barco de allá, ¿viste?
Seguramente. Yo no recuerdo haber podido ir ahí. Oye, a viaje te vas a pegar por no usar el puente.
¿Qué?
Y a viaje te estás pegando por no usar el puente.
¿Pero un puente?
Al teleport.
Ok, ¿este es el desafío ese? Ay, no sé si Diana es lo suficientemente fuerte como para llevarlo ahorita.
Pues no la lleves.
Lo siento, Diana.
In adventuring, as in business, you always...
A llevar
I can't wait any longer!
a la artillería pesada.
Gonna be epic.
Ok, let's go.
Esto que han agregado más cristales donde ya había cristales. Es como... uf.
Wow! This is the golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted,
Emma.
right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing.
Ahorita.
Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing, Paimon, but even if we can't take any, we can, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. It's quiet. Too quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
pelea épica a la orden.
La música está muy chula.
Él me tiene un copyright.
Seguramente.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides. So why
Se
do you
metieron
still
copyright
linger
por
here?
tocar música que nadie está escuchando porque nadie te ve.
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be waste? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are real.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for...
You could... When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the out. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a Harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your... Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up to it. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to
trampa, no está cargando, ya está.
So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Decided by destiny.
Not bad, not bad.
Esa historia, manco, recuerda que estamos como ultra leveleados. Deberíamos...
Progress. Guess I should take you more seriously.
Pues agarrar tus personajes nivel 1 y traerlos a la pelea.
Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Esa trampa.
Raging Tide. Got you.
Benny's adventure team. I have failed.
A mí casi me matan, ¿no ven? También me tragué la ballesta. Es que decía que había un área roja. Me salía el área roja y aún así me dio. Como, what?
Ok. Eso no. Oh. Ok. No tiene lo dicho. En la segunda parte está más difícil. No puedo ganar. No, ya no.
My reckoning. Let's go.
Ok, eso sí está. Eso es exactamente lo que pasó.
Bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But
No, ¿te imaginas que
that's
pudiera cambiar
about
de
as
elemento
far
así?
as you'll get.
Estaría demasiado roto hacer un poco personaje. Ahí sí fake win, pero bien. Claro.
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking more Axis Gnosis now! Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Oye, señor, sabe que no tengo 3 de mis personajes, ¿no?
¿Qué? A él le falta matar.
Oye, señor, me gusta tu capa, ¿me lo puedes dar?
¿Y aplicará sobre mi cadáver?
¿Por qué cayó Paimon también?
Porque Paimon no flota, eso no es mentira. Se me ilusionó. Esos bajones de FPS, papu. ¿Por qué te quedan solo dos personas?
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Simply move faster, or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? Hand the Gnosis over now. Don't make me take it from you.
Take it? Let me try. Got lucky that time. Delve into destiny. Shadows of fate.
Die here.
No, 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 no!
Right idea. Wrong time.
La flecha. Y la ballena.
Ok, tiene más rango de lo que parece. El rango que te dice ahí es mentira. Son mentiras.
Bueno, retiro lo dicho que era una pelea fácil.
Tampoco es tan difícil.
Ay, no, en serio. No hay una cocina cuando se la necesita, ¿no?
Y es cuando la portátil puede venir bien.
Es que el Ben se murió al principio, eso es muy malo.
Wow. It looked impressive
Oye, no
enough
está
to
mala
swear
resina
off to
esta,
that Zamora is
compuesto.
minted, right? In that case... Oh, so it's a trap? But even if we can't, or better yet, take a nap on top of... Oh, right. It's quiet. Huh? Look! Uh-oh.
Me acaban de dar 4
Quick,
fragmentos
we have to...
morados.
You've already fulfilled your...
No manches, tienes que ver todo eso. Sí.
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself.
Todo esto,
But
yo he
now,
ido a pelear con
you're
ese
nothing
tío,
but
no,
dross.
cero.
And although, don't you think that trying to stop...
So you've been planning...
As one of... She will get that which... I'm not the time for discussion either way. The battle.
Battle?
You... Instead of confronting you when she faces a... But as for me...
We won't let what happen...
Oh, so besides, you could never Fighting talk, This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatine Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Cowering already?
Delve into destiny. Delve into destiny.
So quick to flee.
We go.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. You've got a trick or two. Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Couldn't break the curse.
Delve into destiny.
No use hiding back there. Has your luck run out?
What a... letdown.
Pero que paliza entrando,
The stars are fading.
Esto es como bueno. Vamos a abrir tampoco.
Gotcha.
Pega duro, pero... no te va a ir.
Get them.
Es que el problema que tengo yo es que mi... Acuérdate que me gasto toda la estamina en aquí. Ya no puedo evadir.
Pues no comes ahorita. O comete una comida de estamina, yo qué sé.
Ok, voy a tener que prepararme para esto.
No pasé así nada más. Tengo lo único que casi se me muere el reventa. Pero... la ballena. No esperaba que saliera del área y te hiciera cagar. ¿Qué dices, manco? ¿Le subo a la arquito?
¿Fogones?
Sí.
Yo lo tengo con ese.
Es que no sé si el Favonius o el otro, el del sacrificio. Se lo subo. Es que es nivel 40.
Wow. Ahí ahora también tiene esto. No lo de doble cantidad. Bueno, cosa.
No he visto los quiero subirla. Yo quiero farmear a arqueros. Voy a subirle las habilidades. Tengo arquitos. ¿Sí? Los transformé ayer. Vamos a regalar. No sé por qué ayer me quedé con la idea de que era miércoles.
Ah, por la actualización que decíamos que iba a ser miércoles.
Sí. Así que bueno,
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt.
Sí, tiene nuevas animaciones.
Será ella. Yo no he visto las
Fischl también.
animaciones de los que uso.
No sé, no es esta la típica así.
Igual les irán agregando animaciones al personaje. En algún momento agregarán el baile.
A ver. Bennett.
Benny's Adventure Team, assemble!
Oye, no lo sabía esto. Con Alt y el número, cambias al personaje y automáticamente entra tirando.
Siempre tuvo eso, manco.
Sí, pero yo no sabía, manco. Yo nunca usé Alt y cambiar de personaje porque sí.
En el tutorial te lo decían, manco.
Claro, tutorial. Ja. Tutorial. Yo ni leía, ¿no? Los tutoriales en mi vida los leí.
Yo no sabía leer. Dice.
Sí, tampoco te pusiste a leer los tutoriales.
Pues sí. La primera vez. Después ya valió madres en los
Sí,
tutoriales.
los primeros dos tutoriales. Yo no, nunca leí los tutoriales. No. Ninguno. Ah, pereza.
Hola señor, ahora vengo preparado.
Realmente no, pero vamos a decir que sí.
Ah, la voy a tener que matar con monas de pez.
No, increíble, mano de pez. Ay, no, es esta dungeon. Se me olvidaba esta dungeon. La que te sube los CDs cada vez que usas una habilidad. Mi equipo va a spamear habilidades, les chingando.
Wow! It looked impressive enough from the out. This is where all of Tibet's more. Oh, so it's a trap. But even if we can't, or better yet, take a nap on. Oh, right. But it's quiet. Huh? Look! What? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go.
Parece no la vencí.
Sí.
Con eso ya alcanzamos.
Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them.
La estrategia en tormenta.
Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them.
Bueno, que empiece la fiesta.
You've already fulfilled your task.
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but... Although don't you think that trying to stop it...
So you've been planning...
As one of... She will get that which she desires. I'm not... The time for discussion and either way. Win the battle.
Battle?
Instead of confronting you when she faces a... But as for me...
We won't let what happened...
Oh, so you... Besides, you could never defeat me. Not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway. Because if you ask me, with fighting talk,
Okay.
This chance is hard to come by. So show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Boba, get them!
Cowering already? so quick to flee. Poor timing.
Shadows of fate.
You've made some progress. Not bad. You've got a trick or two. Good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Nowhere to hide.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
This is going to cost you!
Pregunto si es ahí hacer la pelea contra un ojo.
Solo es
You
un
got to the noses ahead of me, didn't you?
pelea contra un arconte.
Faster. Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand your gnosis over, now. Don't make me take it from you.
My reckoning. Let's go. Don't be fast! We go! Nice and spicy! Be free! Nice and spicy! Eat this! Going in! Delve into destiny. Destiny cannot be denied. Mama, get them!
¡Ay, la ballena!
Adventure time. That's gonna hurt Mordenny's adventure team. I have failed.
Nice and spicy.
Corre.
No hay dónde correr. Pobre Bene.
Son increíbles.
Morir aplastado por una ballena.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes.
Okay.
But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps, in fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little... As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any... Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the GR Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the... If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the... Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch...
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are Sid... Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to but knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo Archon to show its hand, but you as well. Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Do we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet.
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chisi.
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you... Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop
Yo estoy
that
hablando
god?
con un güey y ahora estás peleando con una hidra de agua.
Exacto.
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
Ok, hay un problema con la resina
What? Wait,
puedes hacer
all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Liyue.
cubitos
Can't
esos.
you
Puedes
think of something?
¿Qué pasa?
date cuenta para la misión del de gastar 150 resina.
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qi-Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong ballista with one's own hand. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little...
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adept. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Yep.
Okay. ¿Por qué me encuentro así?
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong ballista!
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go up too!
The Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Pobre que esos güeyes les pegué una paliza, ¿no? Nada, cabrón. Esos bichos no aguantan nada comparado a los del tipo de abril. Se los puedes matar incluso sin quitarles.
This one's well done.
Faltan hombres.
You can't can't run!
Written in the stars.
Looks like I went too far.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
Snezhnai's diplomats will answer to this afterwards. Every last one.
Oh, it's...
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is dental energy. That light from your body. It's like the tiny Jaden cars. Wow, it's not a pink shockwave. This green is really strong. Let me stop. I think it's upon you.
Miscalculated.
Shadows of fate.
Stay right there.
Cut to the chase. With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War. So this is what Ganya's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Look at me. Just
No excuse for slacking.
decided my destiny.
Time to fulfill my duty.
Blink!
Pressure.
Shadows of fate. Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
This looks like I went too far.
Nowhere to hide.
This is it.
Look at me. Just race you. Blink. Written in the star. Over here.
Not breaking a sweat.
Systems. Shine. With sword. Dash.
I will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Lord, me salió así de
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Estuvo buenísimo.
Sí. Súper épico.
Y ahora Ningguang, ¿dónde vivirá?
En una de sus 40 millones de casas. Tendrá por ahí.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with... Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue...
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world. But I dared not speak. I could...
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity, as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper...
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepta, although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the great...
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was...
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor... Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between...
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you...
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no— But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once—
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but the child wanted to unleash the god, but we were able to handle the overlord of the vortex. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get... Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
¿Y acabaste?
Try something new at the Wanmin restaurant.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him where...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatuit? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the we had better go and make sure that everything is...
Adventure time!
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And... you!
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away.
No, don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle so it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that...
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly...
Paimon knew that we should never...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything... Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end.
Sí, claro, pequeña pelea. Casi me asesinas. 3 veces.
Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now
How sanctimonious.
What? So you... No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the...
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Salió en tu flow.
Ah, sí, sí, dice que YouTube andaba mal.
Pero bueno, streameados para no sé quién, que no puedo verlo.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain.
Cuando empieza a streamear en YouTube, YouTube se autodestruye.
¿Qué cosa?
Qué raro.
As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700 years ago. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers. I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself,
Oh, Zhongli.
but as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age. I decided that so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Chising to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to... That's right. Which is why I continued to say...
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the...
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you... The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to... And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Senora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist, I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. To come to the defense, they seized the opportunity to supplant Leo as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete...
That doesn't sound...
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me?
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Bueno. ¿Y ahora qué? Básicamente todos los dioses están renunciando.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Incoming.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the...
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our...
Now that you mention it, that's very... I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this
forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make...
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth... There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty...
Fatui? They certainly are very...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rexlap is...
Hear ye all! The Chising's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too, rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis' soul has recouped the celestial heights. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chising's announcement said. So that's how something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli? Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the... Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something?
As said previously, Rex Lapis' soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burned.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot
the long, unending dream of our Arca.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to... Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build...
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is...
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Chising always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the...
As for the mortals and Adepti of Liyue, what shape?
And to think I'd put my best perfume, but it seems as if those perfumes really were meant. Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their... And here you are looking up...
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinyue kiosk. Are you sure you can afford...
You're right. I do lack the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often... But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, this is what visions are. Magical foci.
That's how people
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision
Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of...
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions...
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because that...
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly... All right then. Was there anything else you wished to...
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people...
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent... I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatu. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what? Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must have been behind, could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have... All right then. Was there any...
That's right! Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Morinta since Morax is dead? Are they all just gonna Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible!
Yes, this is indeed a major... well, I suppose we'll just...
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside?
Oh, a private fund.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation.
Okay.
I can't wait to see my adorable dog.
Winds are a requirement for locomotion on land.
Lo. En fin, ¿no? ¿Qué te parece?
Estaba muy bueno. Lástima que solo la mitad del nivel subí.
Lo bueno es que hay misiones por ahí. Yo no las he hecho, voy a esperar para hacerlas. Es cuando subo 45 las haré.
Lol, mira. ¿Cómo te se ve o no? Lol, sí, caído. El daño crítico que mayor hice fue de 83.000.
Mi método no llega a los 5. Creo que tengo 40 ya, o 30 ya, y no me acuerdo.
¿Cuántos son? A ver, son 6.380. Necesito 8.000 más.
Agarra la llave, no sé qué. Y las misiones. Pero bueno, realmente lo que te indica ahí es que hagas la misión de... Y ves la misión de Chef.
Ah, es su misión. Lol. Más experiencia, ¿no?
Sí. Está bien, conozco un poco más de él. Es como... Vas a ponerse la segunda, ¿no?
Dejaré aquí, yo creo.